Good morning to you all, dear students. Since we have started with the explanation from Nagaland textbook, that is, we have covered around the Nagas and origin of the word Naga. So today we're going to start with the topic called migration. Okay, so we're going to learn about migration. Okay, so topic of our discussion for today is migration from ancient period. So resources needed is your Nagaland textbook and your notebook. Alright, so you need your textbook, that is Nagaland textbook, and your notebook. So please get ready with these two materials. So this is a migration route, okay, of Nagas. Alright, before we start with explanation, I just want to show you from where Nagas migrated from. As you can see here, Kohima, right? Kohima is right here, okay? So these are the red arrow line. As you can see, these are the red arrow line. Okay, these are the root source of migration. See, Mekelle, that is Nagas dispersed site. Capital, that is Kohima. Mountain Nagas retreated from Molwai. The red arrow marks show the possible route of Nagas migration from China to Naga Hills. So these red arrow line are sources and route of migration of Nagas. Alright, so this is a migration route. So first of all, what is migration? Okay, I hope you all know what is migration. Okay, that is moving from one place to another place. Alright, or moving from one country to another country, or from one continent to another continent. Those are known as migration. Alright, and famous migration is like, see, even the Bangladeshi, they are migrating toward the northeastern state of India. Yes or no? So those are kind of migration. Okay, so see, the migration of peoples and tribes, all right, has been an important aspect in history. All right, since the very beginning of human society. Okay, there has been migration from one country to another country and from one continent to another continent. All right, and this movement has always shaped and reshaped human history. All right, so India has its long history of migration. So if you talk about the history and the migration route of India, it has a long history. Okay, so many thousands of years ago, India was inhabited by the tribal people, all right, who are known as the Adivasis as of today. So about 5,000 years ago, the Aryan, they have crossed over from Central Asia and they have settled in India. Okay, so ever since, different races, they have been migrating to India from all directions. That is from both north, east, west, south. Okay, so as you can also see here, these are the sources and route of migration. Okay, so the Hyun that is the famous Chinese pilgrim. Okay, who visited Assam in the year 645 AD. Who visited Assam in the year 645 AD. Okay, 645 AD said that the inhabitants of the border hills, they have shown similarities to the barbarian of southwest China. Alright, so he also remarked that these tribes were akin to the men, that is, people in their costumes. So by the time the Ahom they came to Assam in the 13th century, the Nagas were already settled in the Naga Hills. So by the time the Ahom they came to Assam, okay, that is in the year 13th century, the Nagas they have already inhabited the Naga Hills. However, from all these pieces of evidence, the exact date of the Naga entrance into Naga Hills cannot be established, means cannot be known. Okay, it was not known. So at the same time, their entrance, that is before the Christian area, cannot be ruled out. It is clear, however, that they came to their present homeland in several waves and not at block, means not from one direction but from several period, okay, from one period to another period of time. All right, so on the basis of physical trait and cultural characteristics, the Nagas have been classified racially by some scholar as the Indonesian type, that is the type of people belonging to Malaya and Indonesia. Alright, so Nagas also have similarities with people outside the Asiatic mainland, such as the Dayaks and Kanyans of Borneo, the Ataks of Sumatra, the Ogoroids and other groups of Philippines, and some aborigines of Formosa. So on the basis of language, so Naga, they are known as they belong to the Tibeto-Burmese group, okay, that is from northwestern China, that is between the upper water of the Yangtze Kiang and Hyungho River. This group from the second wave of migration from China. Okay, so why is the story of migration of Naga considered as one of the most complex in the history of mankind? Why is the story of migration of Nagas considered as one of the most complex in the history of mankind? So, class, if you see the sources and the roots of migration, okay, it is generally accepted that the Naga race is the result of coming together of tribes that was originating in China. Alright. However, the exact origin of the tribe are shrouded in mystery, and the story of the migration is considered as one of the most complex in the history of mankind. Okay, so certain scholar they have came with clues and similarities of burial costume, like when they bury a dead person, the ornamentation, the agricultural practices that they follow, and even the traditional games and sports. They link them strongly to the tribal people of the Borneo. It is people from the Borneo and to that of the Philippines. Alright, and the strange coincidence of culture and language, that is through the Pacific region and South America, suggests that the Naga culture might provide clues to the great movement in human history. Okay, so there are many factors. Okay, so one such factor which affected the migration, that is within Asia, was the expansion of the Chinese Han people, that is pushing southwards as population started growing in the cradle area, that is in the valley of Yellow River. Okay, as the population in Chinese Han started growing, people they started migrating towards the Asian side. Okay, towards the within the Asian territory. All right, so they fill up subtropical and tropical China. So also, and the pressure of population triggered the momentum which set off great ripples of migration which affected the whole of Asia. Alright, so in today's generation it has been recorded that over hundred of years, alright, the pre-Chinese people of Central Asia, they were displaced into the upland areas of Indo-Chinese land far to the south, and the pressure in turn trigger tribal movements, okay, which affected the whole mainland, that is the Southeast Asia as well as the adjoining island. All right, that is the island that is joined the Southeast Asian nation. So history has suggested that the exact route by which the Nagas migrated to their present homeland is not definitely known. That is not known till today. Okay. However, there were two main theories of migration. So one group of theory or one theory suggests that the Nagas they came with a group of migrant tribes who moved towards the Southeast Asia, that is from China, okay, that is through the Himalayan section, and this route extended towards the Patkai, the Arakan, Yoma, and the Banda Arch towards Java and Sumatra. Okay, and also this theory proposed that the Nagas they settle in the Naga Hills en route, while the rest of the tribe they continue their journey southwards toward the Southeast Asian side. Okay, so from here some took the Pacific Section, which extend from Formosa through the Philippines, Borneo, and on the Pacific Island. And also the another theory suggests that the Naga race they originated from a group of tribes who moved up from Southeast Asia. Alright, that is what they believe. Okay, one theory they believe that they migrated from the upper side to the downside, and another group of theory that suggested they moved from Southeast Asia side. Alright, so there are two contradict of complex theory of the sources and route of migration of Nagas. Okay, one theory suggested they moved from China towards the South Asia. Another theory suggested they moved from South Asia to settle in present day the Naga Hills or Nagaland. Okay, so those are the two theories of migration. All right, so let us learn. All right, migration within the Naga Hills. So what happened? What are some of the migration that took place within the Naga Hills? All right, now we have learned about Nagas migrated from the Chinese Han, and Nagas migrated from the Southeast Asian. So here we are going to learn about the migration that took place within the Naga Hills. Okay, so see, from all the evidence, it is clear that whatever their origin were and the roots they came from, the Nagas they entered the present day Nagaland in successive groups through Myanmar. Okay, that is one after the other. That is passing through Myanmar to the present day Burma. Okay, so different legends they have different story. All right, different tribes they have different story towards the origin. Okay, so the legends of the Angamis, they said that they spring from ancestor, that is who emerge from the bowels of the earth. So not in Angami country, but in some land to the south. So that is what the Angami believe, that they were from the south. Okay, so also the Sumis they point to the village of Suwi, that is as the place from where they came. Alright, and the Ringmas they point towards the Mao area, and the tribes, this tribe, okay, all these tribe they at first they wander through the plains of Manipur, and at last they started settling in Mekhel. Alright, and slowly they then moved to Kejakonoma village, Kejakonoma area, okay, where they settled for a very long time. Alright, so in Kejakonoma they possess fertile land. Why? Because in that Kejakonoma area the land was fertile, okay, for wheat agriculture. However, slowly and steadily, gradually they move on to different direction towards Nagaland. Alright, Nagaland side. Okay, so from the oral sources, that is through verbal communication. Okay, from passing from one generation to another generation, such as folklore, legends, and tradition. Many Nagas tribe they trace their origin back to the village of Keshakonoma in Nagaland, okay, and Mikhel in Manipur. So that is what many tribe they believe, that they were originated from Keshakonoma and Mikhel in Manipur. Alright, so it is most probable that the Angamis, the Chakesan, the Sumis, the Rekmas, as well as the Lothas, they form one wave of migration. So those particular tribe form one wave of migration. Alright, so although the legends of Kejakonoma and Mikhil are generally accepted by most of the Naga tribes, viz. The Angami, the Chakesan, Lothar, Rigma, Sumi, and Zeleng, some tribe have their own versions of these legends. Alright, apart from those particular tribes, some tribe they have their own versions of their legends. For instance, the Owls have a legend that they originated from 6 stone, which were shaped in the form of the male and female human reproductive organs. So that is what the Owls they believe. So whereas see, people like Sangtam, so this stone were actually from Chungli Yimti, okay, that is a village in the Sangtam region, where to this day they are located. Even today the stone is located in Chungli Yimti village, okay, that is in Sangtam region. So though the Sangtam, the Kamingyam, the Yimchingers, the Chang and the Ao, they enter their present land at different time, that is by different routes, it is apparent that all these particular tribe they belong to one group, okay. So most probably they all came through Thandut, that in what it is now Eastern Nagaland in Myanmar. So that is what they believe. Alright, those the Yimchinger, the Chang, the Aus, the Sangtam, Khaminyan, all they were actually, even though they came from different routes, okay, it is believed that they all enter present day Eastern Nagaland through Myanmar. Alright, so that's it. Now things to do, you have to find out the names of different tribes of Naga. Very simple. So all of you please find out the name of different tribes of Naga and then copy down the answer into your notebook. So that's it for our class for today. Take care and stay safe.